All right, thank you for staying with us. The second leg of the conversation this morning has to do with the invitation of the Nigerian Labour Congress President, Joe Ajaero, by the authorities of the Nigerian police sometime last week, a few days ago, based on security, issues. And then, at the time, he spoke on the matter. He had to plead for time to say, I need more time. Let me come by August 29. He's being represented rather by Falana Chambers to say by August 29 we are going to come, but let us know why he is being invited. And I think maybe he was obliged to that particular information as well. But before that, the Labour NLC President Joe Ajaero himself, some of his comrades have been calling, for state affiliate unions to rally around their leader. And, for just a proper context, the Labour House was besieged like 2 weeks ago by men of the Nigerian police to say, we're on a search mission, we have credible information why we must besiege the house. And we stated that the Nigerian Labour Congress House, or the Labour House, is not just housing the Labour headquarters alone. It's a building that has other, businesses in it. And the police said, we only came to the third floor. The Nigerian Labour Congress headquarters is at the top floor, and we didn't even go there. But the Labour unions leaders are not having that, and they rally their support from the state affiliates to say, whenever a leader is going to the police headquarters, you must support him. He must not be harassed. They are perceiving it as intimidation and harassment, maybe based on the bad governance situation or everything in the country. But many Nigerians, and finally, he honored the invitation yesterday with his lawyer and some activists as well. And this morning, we'll be looking critically into that invitation. And we have been joined by public and strategy, public affairs analyst, Dr. Oluyemi Omotosho Jnr. is here with us in the studio. Good morning. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Very quickly, the police invited Ajaero, and then the Labour Union started rallying the affiliates to say we will not be harassed. Do you perceive this as harassment or just rule of law? What you have been given is an invitation. We have a reason to invite you. Can you come? And then we'll speak on this matter. But the Labour leader started saying we are going to go on strike. If it's been detained beyond a day, we would go all out. And Nigerians are saying, don't you have rule of law again? Do you see this as blackmail? Or maybe, as Labour are saying it, it's just pure harassment? Your take, Doctor.
Well, thank you very much. I don't personally see it as harassment. And I think the whole thing is just a drama. Just drama by the police, by the Labour.
On both parties?
By both parties. The two of them were not tidy enough. The activities, their utterances were not tidy enough. The police has the right to invite any Nigerian or anybody.
Irrespective of your office?
Irrespective of your status. Except even those who have immunity. At times they interrogate. They call them, they ask them questions. And then, so they have the right to interview, to invite anybody for interrogation. And then, and the person should oblige them if you have nothing to hide. That is the first thing. Now, why do I say the whole thing was drama? The police dramatized the whole affairs by making it public and shouting. They raided the place initially. Later, they said it was not a raid. I have information that they can do that too. But at the same time, when you are moving towards a sensitive environment, and people are very sensitive in the Nigerian situation, who have stakes, you must be careful what to do. A civil invitation to Ajaero will have solved all the drama. And then, invite him, call him, the DSS, all of them know him. They can always call him to their office and have a chat with him, either quietly or openly, and then without the drama. Again, once they made it public that Ajaero should be invited to our office, I wouldn't see any sense in the Labour dramatizing that they are not going, they will not go, they will not honor the invitation, they will call all their members on strike if their leader is invited. That is wrong. The rule of law must be seen to be upheld at any point in time. And so that's why I call it, the whole thing was just a drama. At the end of the day, didn't we see yesterday that he went there, even without the Labour members? He went only with his lawyer. I think Falana, advised them to stay back and let them visit them. That is how civil it should be. And so, what is the drama about? Is Ajaero claiming initially that he cannot be invited by the police? They can suspect anybody. Anybody can snip in an information about anybody, even here. They can say you are a thief, and then police want to see you, whether you stole something and they want to interrogate you, you oblige them. You have nothing to hide. And after the whole harassment, the whole interrogation, you go back. But I think there is a major problem. And the problem is the problem of trust. We don't trust. There is no trust between the civil society and the police authorities. The police authorities have not demonstrated that they are an agency that should be trusted. I think that was why Labour in the first instance was afraid to release their leader to go to them without adequate information. That was why their lawyer insisted it should not go until they have the details of why it should be interrogated. And so the police didn't do their homework very well. And when they observed it was getting out of hand, I think they decided to be civil. All these days that we didn't hear anything about it, I think they were doing some underground work to see how a bad situation can be made good.
Dr. Omotosho, quickly, a few days ago, after their raid, on the Labour House, the police PRO, Muyiwa Adejobi, on a news chat said they had credible intelligence that a very, top-profile kind of suspect, terrorism suspect, had something to do with that building. And that was why they went to the third floor. That the office of the Labour is at the top floor, that they didn't go to the top floor. They had the credible information to go there, and he said the police have a duty, if anything has to do with national security, that sometimes you don't need a warrant to go all out, to do what they have done. And that's what they have done, that the noise is just coming from the Labour headquarters. There was no reason to do that. And in fact, he said the security operatives or the security commander at the Labour House cooperated with them, wrote a statement to say this is what these people came for, that the drama was orchestrated by the Nigeria Labour Congress. And he said, if, this is Oluyemi Omotosho talking, he said, if Joe Ajaero or the Labour leaders knows what they know, all of them will cooperate with them, because it's not about them or it's not about anybody, it's about national security. Do you agree that the Labour just wanted in some noise or sympathy or blackmail on the government? Because as you said, to start with, there was no reason for the drama.
There was no reason for the drama. The actions of the two sides were just not tidy enough. It wasn't neat. Now, the person, the Labour is known. Ajaero is known.
He's not a small fry.
I'm coming. He's somebody you can always interrogate. You can invite him. He will not say no. You can invite Labour.
But doctor, that's what they did.
No. The place was raided first. Before they started saying they wanted to see him and they were wondering why you raided the house at 2 a.m.
You feel he should have been informed?
Yes. No. Wait, yes, they should
before the raid?
They should have invited him.
Even if it's a suspect
that
on the
building
matter?
Was owned by Labour. It's their property. And so they have tenants there. I don't know who manages it for them. But if there is a particular organization that manages it for them, that organization holds the responsibility to know who are the tenants and what do they do. And so Labour itself may not even know the tenants because somebody is managing the building. That is one. And so if you have anything to do with the building, you can do it. But if you have anything to do with the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, that is a public figure, a known figure, is he running away? A phone call, hello, Mr. Ajaero would like to see you in our office. That's solved the problem. Why all the drama? They said they went to their office, they didn't go to their office. We are not sure whether that is right or not right, or whether that is true or not true. But the fact remains that that's why some people are saying, is it harassment? When you say Labour should come and you suspected terrorism, you suspected, all sorts of things that are against our law, against a public figure. And then, and so...
No, it wasn't against him. It was against a suspect that they thought was in that building. There are two different things, doctor.
They have accused him. They accuse Ajaero, particularly, of terrorism and other charges. And so his supporters were wary that what for? And then how? And if you go to the police station under that guise, you may be detained. I think that was why both the lawyers those who are his lawyers and the Labour members were saying that, look, they will not allow their president to go alone. That was why the drama was being played out. And then I am saying authoritatively, it was after the underground current about how they can resolve such a bad situation, was done between the lawyer, Ajaero, and the police, that he was released to go there yesterday. And after, when he went there yesterday, After, I think, 1.5 hours to 2 hours, it was really, what did they not really find out? What are the points? What did they discover? And if you have accused somebody of that national figure, of all those accusations, he has the right to defend himself. Sure. And why didn't you actually ask it? I blame Ajaero. At first instance, he will have just gone to the police station for investigation or for interrogation. That is my own, because anybody could be invited. And then the police did not need the drama. The Ajaero and his labor people did not equally need the drama, because again, what is bad in inviting him? Is it about the law? Yeah. It's not about the law. Right. But again, the way it played out is what is causing the drama. So as the police was dramatizing their own scenario, the labor people decided, okay, if that's what we want, we will make it public, and then sensitize it to the whole Nigerian, so that it became difficult. Now, I think they realized later, very late, that what they were doing, the two parties were doing, was not good. Right. And I think since I think yesterday or day before yesterday, they came to their senses and decided to be civil. Right. And Ajaero has visited them now, and then we are waiting for the outcome. Right. And then the investigation about whatever happened should have been thoroughly carried out even before the invitation. And so within the next few days or weeks, we are expecting, the public is expecting, we are waiting to know what is actually the problem. Yeah. You know, what is why are you accusing them? What are you accusing them for? What have you find out? And who is this person that you are really, you know, pursuing, you want to arrest, want to know? Because they mentioned a bookshop in the building, that the man owns it. He's not a Nigerian, he's a Russian Nigerian, he's a Briton, all sorts of information that has not been, you know, articulated properly, are being dished out by the police. And that is why the public is wary. That is why labor is wary. That is why the civil society is wary. And I think the police will be more straightforward in circumstances like this.
You just spoke about my next question regarding reasons why Ajaero was summoned, treasonable felony, cybercrime. And I was about asking you that, do you feel that the police have enough evidence to summon him?
That was why the police may have enough evidence, they may not have enough evidence. That is not our business. Our business is that if you are inviting somebody, you must have done your homework properly, and then allow him and his lawyer to see the charges. You remember, Falana has to tell them, we want to know why you are inviting him. You didn't even give him any reason. You just put all those charges, terrorism, cybercrime, and all the rest of it. And so they were wondering why. And that was why they didn't go. If the charges have been prepared and, you know, given to him that this is why we are looking for you, it will be easy for him to prepare himself and meet them. But they didn't do that. They started doing that, I think, yesterday. And from the feelers we are getting yesterday, when his lawyer was interrogated, you know, most of those things are unfounded and they are baseless. And then that's what the labor is saying. They are baseless. But that's why I'm saying that we really want to know within the next few days and weeks why Ajaero was actually invited. All right. And then what is playing out. Right. The police didn't do their homework properly.
All right. Dr. Oluyemi Omotosho, we'll leave that topic. Let's quickly look at this other one. The FCCPC, that's the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, they have given a month's notice to traders and other market stakeholders involved in exploitative pricing to crash the prices of their goods. You know, the vice chairman of the executive vice chairman, rather, of the FCCPC, Mr. Tunji Bello, he gave the order at a one-day stakeholders engagement on exploitative pricing yesterday in Abuja. He said the issue is critical and is of critical national importance of the day, and is the growing trend of unreasonable pricing of consumer goods and services across the country, and the unwholesome practice of market associations engaged in price fixing. And, you know, he gave his analogy, but because of time, and the FCCPC is saying, traders, everyone involved in exploitative pricing, we are giving you 1 month to crash your prices. And Nigerians are saying, how will this work? Do they have the capacity to do that? How will they enforce this? But he gave an analogy when he said, we've seen situations that people will say it's because of factors of production that makes the price to skyrocket. And he said, imagine a situation that somebody is selling something at 2 naira. All of a sudden, he said, because of price of fuel, maybe the price of fuel is 150 naira. It has increased to 160 naira, just 10 naira. The person selling will double the price from 150 to 300 naira. and you still be blaming it on the increase in fuel price and said these are some of the things. Or you go to a place, something is being sold for 150 naira, you get to another place, almost the same vicinity, is being sold for 300 naira. This is what the FCCPC, they are saying, we are giving you 1 month, you should crash your prices. Do you see them doing this? How can they enforce?
That is not feasible. And the FCCPC is, I think somebody called them out to tell them that you are not doing your work. They have been docile. They have been silent. We don't know them. It was formerly Consumer Protection Agency. What it is now, the public are not even aware, except at least like us that knows. And so what they are dishing out is not feasible and is even not reasonable. What is happening in the market is the forces of demand and supply. And the idea of people hawking and gouging prices, it is because of the circumstances in the society. Insecurity is everywhere. Food production is low. Farmers are not in the farm because of insecurity. And those who even produce, wholesalers are not going to the farm to collect these goods and bring it to the towns for sale. Now, it is when the farmers are bringing it, some of them will be kidnapped. So the farmers have stopped coming. So some wholesalers are going there to collect it. Some of them have been kidnapped and they have stopped. And so anybody who manages to get any good from the farm or from somewhere to the town or to the market for sale is at great risk. And so they are charging the public the risk. We are aware that the public is being exploited. But I'm saying it is because of the situation in the country. The situation is so bad that insecurity will not even allow you. And then because of that, so if you manage to bring pineapple to the market, you are thinking of how you will go back, whether you will bribe people, whether you will be kidnapped, whether or not. And so prices are going up and nobody can control. So what the FCCPC is saying that they are going to, they give them one, is not realistic. Let me give you an example. Look at all the ones the cabbages have done. You call them together, prices, no tomato should be more than 10 naira, should be no. Is it working? It can't work because those people are selling what they buy. And it is the way they buy, they are selling. They have families too, and they have to take care of their families. And insecurity does not know anybody. Government must be very, very alert to its responsibility. They must provide security for everybody, citizens and properties in this country. That is why Nigeria has no business with food insecurity, but for insecurity, the insecurity is alarming. Every day people are being kidnapped. Bandits are raiding everywhere. You are just talking on your station now about a doctor who has been kidnapped for about 8 months, and people say they want to down tools and all this kind of thing. The Ajaero'S people say they want to down tools. That's unreasonable. Is it only when your member is involved now that you want to down tools? Even these doctors who want to down tools, are they just aware that Nigerians are being kidnapped? Why didn't they do that before now? But they want to do it now because it's their member. And when all these bad things are happening, it has no exception. It can happen to anybody. As I'm living here to my house, anything can happen to me. Anything can happen to anybody. All right. So all of us should be shouting against what is not good in the society. The outcome of the prices we are seeing in the market is the outcome of the insecurity in the country, right, and the lack of the lack of intelligence, and the lack of active performance by the government. The farmers are not in the farm. Right. Those who are in the farm are afraid. And those who are produced are even afraid to bring the goods to this market. Right. And so, what FCCP, they just wake up, they should go and sit down in their office and re-strategize. They cannot force anybody to sell at any price. The worst that can happen is that you display your goods. If it's too expensive, customers will not buy it. And they will buy from another set of people. But how many people are really selling?
Right.
All right, let's look at this from another angle, because the government are talking about the cost. Don't you also feel that some of these traders might try to look for other means to make some of this product not good enough for the consumers? Because yes, if you're trying to reduce prices, they might also, try to manipulate things and try the quality of these goods might reduce. Don't you feel that might be another disadvantage to this?
God bless you for that question. That is exactly what is happening. The monkeypox that is happening is part of the causes is the bad quality product, particularly tomatoes, onion, pepper, and the rest of it that they are selling. I read it somewhere that it can cause it. And then, so that is what they are trying to do. The problem is that, the Consumer Protection Agency, that is their real work to check the quality of the products, sellers are selling to the consumers to ensure that consumers are protected. Right. The rules say they should be fully protected in terms of how they buy, where they buy, and what they buy. But again, they are not doing that over the years. And so sellers can do what they like. But what is really causing this is that there is shortage of food. Because if these things are many, if it was, okay, we were in this country before, when items will come from the north, some items will move from the south to the north, and then exchange was taking place, and there was no problem because these products were many. Prices were normal. Nigerians were not complaining. But prices have changed because things have changed because insecurity is not allowing anybody to produce. So the supply is lower than the demand. And so all sorts of sharp practices are coming up. Even those who cannot access products from the farmers in their farm, the little they have, they are selling at high prices, and even when they are spoiled, they are still selling it, and nobody to caution them. It is a bad attitude, but what can we do about it? That is what the Consumer Protection Agency should be checking. The prices must crash if you have many people selling.
Dr. Omotosho,
but if you don't, what can you do?
Let me quickly make this. I mean, that's the illustration that was given by the FCC.
Yes.
By the way, first question is this. I think, do you agree that yes, there are people who are not patriotic, who are engaging price gouging? And price gouging is when you inflate prices, especially because of a crisis like we have on our hands right now. And the FCC gave this illustration. They said, that's from the executive vice chairman. He said, let me give you some glimpses of our findings. Quickly, he said, for instance, our check just 2 days ago at a popular supermarket chain in Texas, that's the US, revealed that a fruit blender, so this is not just about food items, it's about other products. He said a food blender called Ninja is displayed on the shelf at $89. That's roughly 140,000 naira just 2 days ago. He said, meanwhile, the same product was displayed at a popular supermarket on Victoria Island in Lagos for 944,999 naira. That's roughly 945,000 naira. The same item was being sold in the US for 140,000 naira. A food blender on the same day, at the same hour. This represents more than 500% inflation on the cost. Interestingly, when our undercover officer visited the same supermarket 2 weeks earlier, the same blender was on display with the price tag of 750,000 naira. Do you think we should be blaming the government for all of this?
We are not.
There are individuals that exploit the crisis in the nation to make sharp gains. 140,000 naira in the US, 940 in Nigeria.
So many Nigerians are not patriotic.
Exactly.
But the government allows it. The government allows it by putting the cart before the horse.
What way?
They tamper with the PMS. The naira has crashed astronomically. These people you are talking about have to feed their family, they have to pay rent, they have to transport themselves.
Dr. Omotosho, does that answer for 140,000 in the US, same day, 140,000 in Nigeria?
I am coming. And then you have to pay for all the sharp practices before that item gets to that supermarket. And you know the sharp practices I'm talking about. You have to bribe this, you have to avoid kidnappers, you have to avoid so many things. And so you have to pay through your nose to get to that supermarket to sell that item. That is one of the causes. Now, if the environment is conducive, all this will not happen. And I've asked you here, why were they not happening like this before? They were not happening like this before. The environment was at least partially conducive. As I'm talking to you today, the Nigerian environment is not conducive for anything.
So everybody is just exploiting.
Everybody is just exploiting the situation, and the government is even exploiting the situation. Their own prices are increasing. And that's what we expect the citizens to do. We are increasing the price of the currency, which is a function of the monetary and fiscal policy. It's crashing every minute, and because it's crashing every minute, if you are selling something at 70,000 naira now, do you know what it will, how the naira will be in the next 1 hour? And so, because of that anticipation, you want to cover all. And so that is why government must, up its ante and do the needful.
What's the needful?
The needful is that insecurity must be fought headlong. We cannot see.
This example has to do with importation.
We cannot see, the huge amount of money budgeted for insecurity. We can't see it working. That is, you can't see the result. Again, yesterday or 3 days ago, the petroleum marketers or one of their groups said that they cannot supply PMS to retail stations because of bad roads. Now, I am aware that in the last 8 months, this government has approved and released 6-point-something trillion naira for construction of roads. Where are the roads? Where are these roads?
Right.
If those people are saying road construction is not our problem, where are the roads? But they are lying just to, perpetrate some unpatriotic attitude. Everybody is being unpatriotic now because people are desperately looking for money to cover up because situation of things are just too bad. And I'm telling you, it is directly from government. The government must make this environment conducive. The number of people in the farm are very low.
All right.
And because of insecurity.
We have been speaking with an analyst, by the way, an erudite one at that, Dr. Oluyemi Omotosho Jnr. And you're speaking his mind, giving us his thought, especially about the invitation of Joe Ajaero at the force headquarters, and then the FCCPC's directive that they are giving traders 1 month to, check themselves and crash their prices. And they are telling unpatriotic elements, we are coming for you. But doctor is saying, we wait to see how that will pan out. Thank you, doctor, for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, we have to go, Tomilola.
Yes, we have to go. Thank you for joining us for today's edition. Do well to join us next week, Monday, for another time on the show. My name is Tomilola Daniel.
Very well. This is the end of the program for this week. Thank you for staying with us all week. And of course, this is TJIF. Any plan for the weekend?
Party.
Oh, all right. Femi Joe is my name. I wish you all the best. I wish our people all the best. I wish Dr. Omotosho all the best. Of course, you have to make yourself happy.
Yes.
That's very...
In the midst of all this,
that's very expected. Join us, and you could have a recap of this program and all the editions we've had, during the week on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. Like, share, and, be with us. And other platforms as well, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Be responsible, by the way. Bye.